Okay, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Chris Drobes, National Marketing Director, and you're upline at some level. And we're here tonight to, this is I guess you'd say an introduction, a training that Lou Gallego, fellow NMD, and myself are very excited about. You know, with social media, we put in, James put in, this is James Ketchum up here, and this is his co-worker or sidekick, whatever, Marion, down in the lower right-hand corner. We feel that there is a need, a very definite need for this product. The name of it is Soundboard. And Lou Gallego came to me. He took the opportunity at conference in Indianapolis to go by Soundboard's booth and take a little bit deeper look. So the two of us were kind of brainstorming. And what we know is, all of you on the phone, you know that being here, that very often the posts that are being done are inappropriate, they're ineffective, they're not professional, or people are spending too much time trying to find what to put up, what to post to make it, to get a positive outcome. So we feel that this is a tool that's being brought to us at an incredibly favorable rate that is just going to set everybody up for a higher level of success. When we're looking for things to post as it relates to health articles or branded things for the Juice Plus company, often so much time is wasted looking for what that is. So I'm going to, without further ado, we are recording this. We will get the link out. For best recording purposes, James set it up so that you're just seeing the four of us, and there's a chat room open. So we're paying attention to the chat, and that's how we'll communicate with you best during this particular broadcast. So it seems there's an echo, and I'm responsible for that. So I'm going to flip it over to NMD Lou Gallego, and I'm going to go on mute, and then Lou will flip it to James, and we'll get going. Okay, Lou?
Yes, thank you, Chris. And oftentimes we talk about at conference, strike up these conversations because you never know who you'll meet at conference. And so I was so fortunate to meet Marion, who told me about Soundboard. And of course, I didn't know a whole lot about it, but it sounded just like what we needed because, you know, as much as we know social media is not going anywhere, it's like the big elephant in the room. But how can we, you know, have this elephant work for us? How could it not be a distraction to us, but be a resource and an asset to our business? And so that's how, you know, she caught my attention with that. And, you know, we know that we want to grow our business without slowing down our productivity and our growth. And so it made sense to me because people are researching and looking for information with regards to their health and home-based business. But if they don't know that they could get that information from us, then we're missing an opportunity there. And so if we're on social media, you know, just showing them, you know, about us and our family and the things that we're doing without letting them know that we are a credible resource. We are a reliable resource. We are a trusted resource. They won't ask us. They won't even engage us. And so there's a missed opportunity there that I feel Soundboard can provide for us. So, you know, it was a no-brainer for me when I was introduced to this by Marion, and so I feel really fortunate that, you know, Chris was open to it, and here we are providing this opportunity for you. So let me turn this over to James.
Sure, thanks. So my name is James Ketchum. I am the head of the Soundboard team with a company called Edge Theory. We are an official Juice Plus partner. We've been running one variation or another of this Soundboard for 2.5 years now. So we've learned a lot. We're just a couple of hours south from the home office in Memphis. So we've been up there and met with Meredith Martin and Janet Black and Ben Tacker many times on this project. And so the big picture goal of Soundboard is to, just like Chris and Lou said, to give you social media content to meet the two pain points of social media, which is one, I don't have time to do it, and two, I don't always know what to say or what to post. We're trying to meet both of those needs while giving you good, general, healthy living content that is very little of it is Juice Plus branded. You know, this is one of the things that I talk about with a lot of teams when you first sign on to the business and you're really excited about it, you have the tendency to want to put a lot of product information out on social media because you are excited. But we all know that when we start to see those kinds of things from our friends and family, it can push in a little bit too hard sometimes. And so the whole point of the way that we're offering content here is to give you that, again, larger picture, zoom out from the brand a little bit, help you be the authority to your audience on social media. And so what I want to talk through a little bit tonight are some best practices for some of the major platforms here. So I want to do a little compare and contrast between Facebook and Twitter. And then I want to talk about a few prospecting tips. And then I'm going to show you how the Soundboard can help fulfill some of those prospecting, desires that you all have on social media. So when we're thinking about Facebook and Twitter, of course, the big two, Facebook, I use the analogy that Facebook is the backyard barbecue where your friends and family come and maybe friends of friends, but everybody's comfortable. You're mingling, you're talking to different people. Things can get a little bit more personal. Maybe politics comes up. Maybe you get in an argument. Maybe you don't. But the point is that strangers don't walk off the street into your backyard, grab a plate, sit down, and feel comfortable. And that is a lot of what Facebook is. So it's valuable for connecting you with those people that you already know. But the problem is it can get very cyclical, and you're seeing a lot of the same people, and you're seeing a lot of the same types of posts. And we'll talk a little bit about how to break free from that. But it is good to have that healthy content going out on Facebook as part of your healthy journey, your healthy living story, so that you can, again, be that authority. And when it's time to talk about the product, it's not coming out of left field for people, so that you can draw people in with your story and what's going on, and with authoritative content. Twitter, on the other hand, is the cocktail party where you are connecting with people you don't know. You're kind of elbowing into interesting conversations that are already going on, and it's all about connecting with strangers, complete and total strangers, and starting conversations with them. And so the lessons that we've learned on Facebook, we cannot apply those to Twitter. Twitter's not the place where you share your naked baby photos and you're having deep conversations with your spouse back and forth, because everything on Twitter is completely public. We don't want that kind of thing there. But again, because of the public nature of Twitter, people are not infringed upon when you reach out to them cold and start conversations with them, because that's the type of thing that goes on Twitter every day. And so that's where we want to teach you a lot of how to best get your value out of that. Twitter's also unique in that it's the only social media platform that lets outside systems post automatically on your behalf. So what we can do is, if you choose one of the Soundboard packages that includes the automatic Twitter, we can tweet for you every day. You don't even have to publish anything. And we're sending out, again, that general, good, healthy living, family fitness, children's health kinds of topics, so that you're getting involved in those larger conversations. This is December, not a great month for health awareness months. They kind of dropped the ball this month, but October, of course, huge conversation around breast cancer and breast cancer recovery. August is more fruits and veggies month. So we're always working on getting you involved in those larger conversations with that Twitter content, so that you're getting in front of new people all the time. So with Soundboard, what I want to show you is the whole purpose is, because I cannot post for you on Facebook every day, because I cannot post for you on LinkedIn every day due to the limitations of those platforms, we are trying to provide this as a resource where you can come and have a one-stop shop where you can find any and all kind of content that you would like to post across whatever social media channel you have, so that in just a few moments and in a few clicks, you've got good stuff going out. So let's go ahead and hop on over here. The link is, our shortener is juiceplus.vip, and I'll have all this up for you in a little while. The other way that you can get to the Soundboard is actually through your virtual office under the section called My Personal File, and then there's a link to the Soundboard there. I'm not going to walk you through every aspect of the website, but we do have a couple of really good, just on the front page, we've got some features of the things that we offer, which I'll walk you through in a moment. But one thing I do want to point out is we've gotten some really great testimonials from a lot of different folks in the Juice Plus Nation, from virtual franchisees to NMD Club 100 people who have had a great experience with it. And so if you want to check out just some of what other people have to say, and then I've got some links built in here to some YouTube interviews that we've done with these people, going in depth more. So check that out if that interests you. Now, real quick, I want to talk you through the plans that we offer. Okay, so we've got 3 different plans. The first plan is $10 a month. Now, for this call and for this team, I have set up a special coupon, which you can put in at checkout. It will give you 50% off of your subscription for all of eternity. We're not going to ever change the price on you. That's applicable to both monthly and annual. We also have a fun giveaway series going on right now. We've started a 12 Days of Christmas as of today. And so I'll show you where our Facebook page is in a little bit. But every single day we're giving away something. So if you sign up that day, you get an entry into that giveaway. And so you can check that out. So we've got that going on. So for $10 a month, you get unlimited access to the soundboard, which is what I'm about to show you and show you how it works. This, again, as much content as you want to share across any social media platform that you have. If you have multiple profiles, if you own multiple businesses, we work with a lot of people who are Juice Plus people who also own gyms and own yoga studios and own chiropractor clinics. And they use this kind of content for all of their various social media profiles. That's totally fine. And that's $10 a month. For $20 a month, and this does not reflect the discount, so do the math in your head, cut these in half. You get unlimited soundboard access plus access to our personalized newsletters system. So we've got a system in place, if you've ever used MailChimp or Constant Contact, where you can create nice looking HTML newsletters within the Soundboard app and send them out to your customers, to your pre-customers, to your team. Because my understanding is when you get a new customer, the home office sends them an email or 2 for the first couple of weeks, and then it's radio silence from the home office. So this is just another great way to stay in front of people. And then the top tier plan, the Pro plan, includes those automatic tweets that I was talking about. If you switch it to annual, you'll see you'll pay for the whole year up front, but you're paying for 10 months instead of 12. And again, the 50% off does apply to these 3 plans as well. Everything comes with the 10-day free trial, so feel free to kick the tires and see what you think. Now let's hop over here to the soundboard, and I want to show you how this works. Okay, so once you complete your subscription and you get your sign-in, your login information, this works great on computer. It works great on your mobile device. We update this with curated content every day from all across the web. And before we dig in, I do have to just kind of make a point here about what you find and what you see. A lot of people ask me, is everything that's on the soundboard Shred 10 compliant? And my answer is no, because 2 reasons. One, you only shred 10 days a month. The other is that wherever you are on your healthy living journey with your knowledge base that you've accrued and you've pursued, your audience is probably not there yet on their healthy living journey, because we're all products of 21st century America. We've all been raised by the industrial food complex and big pharma, unless you had rare parents who knew what was going on with this stuff, a long time ago. Most of our parents did not. So when you think about the content that you share, you've got to think from the perspective of your audience and what they are receptive to, okay? So not everything that you find on this page is a hard line, plant-based only, no dairy kinds of things. Now, right here at the top, raw vegan desserts that are good for you. So there's plenty of that kind of content. But there are also plenty of other things that mention, we want people to be informed about the ongoing argument, with A1 versus A2 protein in dairy and things like that. So it's all here, but again, this is up to you to decide what you post. And you can post stuff that you don't necessarily agree with in order to start a discussion, or say, hey, I think this research is not something that you should pay attention to based on this, this, and this. Or what do you think about these kinds of things? Here's where my healthy living journey has taken me. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox about that. Okay, so when you find something that you are ready to share, okay, you click on the link here. What we do is we have the whole article hosted here, so you can preview it before you send it out. This one's a little bit longer. When you get to the bottom, you will find at the bottom of every article two things. One, a lot of different social media buttons. This is to make it easy, again, to share across whatever platform you want to share it on. The other thing is we have some suggested text to go with it. So now not only do you have what to post, but you have what to say to go with it. Now, some people really love this and they really lean on it. Other people say, I want to use what I want to use. It's here if you want it. My analogy is that this is the middle of the Hallmark card. You know, we even for our loved ones, we don't always know what to say to them, so we buy them a card. Think of this as that same thing. If you don't know what to say on social media, here's the middle of the card for you. Use it if you want to. You don't have to. Once you find something that you like, you have all these buttons here. So, of course, this is your Facebook for your personal profile. This button will put something on a Facebook business page if you've got that. It will put it on a Facebook group that you are a member of or that you maintain. It will put a post into an event if you have an event created, and then you can use this to share it to someone else's timeline. This is Facebook Messenger. This is an awesome way to show someone you're thinking about them. You know, what a great way to touch customers with, hey, I saw this and was thinking about you. You know, we had that conversation about your picky children or whatever. Saw this article, thought you'd be interested in it. Incredibly powerful customer touch there. Now, if you want to do Twitter on your own or you want to add to what we're doing for you, Twitter button's here. LinkedIn, we'll get to the business side of things in a minute, but LinkedIn is an amazing platform to connect with people, and you gotta flip your brain on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not about you because you're looking for a job. So many people that I talk to say, well, I'm not on it because I'm not looking for a job. Stop thinking about you and think about the 1,000,005 other people that are on LinkedIn who hate their 8-to-5 job, who are desperately looking for something else. And guess what you have an answer to? You are that else. Okay, so think about it in those terms of reaching and connecting to those people. If you want to email somebody a link, an article, you can. Pinterest is great for graphics. We'll get to these two guys in a minute. This is Buffer and Hootsuite, and they are our scheduling tools, which makes life even easier. So again, all you have to do, you click here. It's going to auto copy this text for you. You click to share on Facebook. You paste it in. If you want to add something to it, whatever you want to do, you can. Then you can post this to whoever you want. If you want it to be a public post, which is an article like this, I highly recommend. Or just your friends or whatever. I'm going to leave this on to only me because I do this all day and I don't want to wear my friends out. So we post, 2 clicks, we're done. Okay, so now we have this good looking, again, authoritative content going out, very easily found and ready to go on a regular basis. Now, if you want something based on a topic, okay, we've got all kinds of things in here. Whatever you can think of, we've got something in here. We've been adding stuff to this for over a year now, and we really look for content that has a long lifespan. Okay, there's not a lot of trendy kind of things in here. We also have, for those of you who are thinking, this is great, but I don't want to share articles all the time. Oops. We have a bunch of graphics. We create these in-house, so do whatever you want with them. We always get requests for graphics for the upcoming shred dates, so we do those. We also create just some nice looking, meme style quote graphics. You can use these on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. They function exactly the same way. They've got a hashtag, You hit Facebook here. It's going to share this nice looking graphic, just like it would an article. So super easy to do. Now, I know I'm giving y'all tons of information. Does anybody have any questions, as we go? Please drop them in the chat window. I don't want to just totally blow everybody away. Okay, so a couple of other things that we've got built in here. We've got our newsletter feature. So I'm not going to walk you through every step of this, but I do have some videos here in the help section that walk you through how to get your contacts out of Virtual Office and into our contact system. It's not the single easiest thing on the planet, but you can do it. I believe in you. Danelle asked, can you post to Instagram? Yes, I'm going to switch the view to my phone here in a moment and show you how to do that. So anyway, check out our help section for videos on the steps to get your contacts in here, but you can mass import them in to create your newsletters. And then your newsletters here is a pretty simple interface where you just grab Soundboard articles, and then we've got a couple of fields that you can customize. See if we've got one that's done. We made a lot of demos for folks at conference. So you can customize the graphics here, the text, and then you just pull in some articles from Soundboard, and you've got a pretty simple but nice looking HTML email. And then we run some metrics on it for you based on your open rate and your click-through rate and your failure rate if you've got a bad email address in there. Okay. So Trina asks, can you use Buffer? Yes, hold that thought. That's where we're going next. Bonnie asks, the new Facebook algorithms, are you penalized in reach by posting the articles? The short answer is no, you are not. You are penalized if you post clickbaity articles. These are not. Forbes.com, health.com, womenshealth.com, prevention.com are not clickbaity articles. So this does not penalize you in the algorithm. Luetta, is there a way to limit the number of automatic tweets? At the moment, there is not. Shelly asked, is a newsletter on a set date each month? You can send the newsletter out as frequently or as infrequently as you want. That's totally up to you to decide. All right, so I want to spend one moment here, and then I'll get to the next set of questions on Buffer, because Buffer is something that really is a difference maker for people. I know that a lot of folks look at Soundboard and they think, okay, James, this is really a nice resource, but you're still saying that I've got to come to the Soundboard every day and find something to post because, again, me, James, Edge Theory, I cannot post for you on Facebook automatically. So Buffer is your answer. So Buffer.com is a free, separate web service that we integrate with. When you go to Buffer and sign up, you're going to see all these buttons, and you can connect your various social media profiles. Okay, so you can see I've got Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram all plugged in and ready to go. So what happens is when I'm on Soundboard, what I can do is I can grab an article, and then we have this Buffer button at the top because it's absolutely one of our most popular features. It'll bring you down here. We're going to copy this text. We're going to share, and this brings up the Buffer scheduler. So instead of having the article go out right then, we can tell it when we want it to go out. Okay, so it'll let you customize how it looks on each platform, and it sends it out on multiple platforms at the same time, which is a great practice because you have a different audience in every place. So with Twitter, here's what it's going to look like. Let's put this graphic on here. With Facebook, same thing. Let's paste in our suggested text. Here's our graphic. Going to look nice. For Instagram, this is not going to work on Instagram because it's an article. All right, so I'm going to turn Instagram off. And for me personally, this is not businessy enough for LinkedIn, so I'm going to turn that off. So here's the killer feature. Schedule. We want to schedule this to go out during peak times. All right, so Twitter's 24/7. Whenever you want to send it, it doesn't matter. Facebook is peak times are, think about outside of work hours. So 6 to 8 a.m., 6 to 10 p.m., 9:30 p.m. is typical best time. So we want to be in the smack middle of that when people are staring at their phones the most. So I've kind of missed my window for tonight. I'm going to schedule this to go out tomorrow morning, right smack dab in the middle of that window. All right, so I'm going to hit schedule here, and it takes a moment for it to add it to our queue. And then this brings us right back to Soundboard. So the 1-2 punch that really makes this work for people is if you will budget half an hour a week to sit down at Soundboard, you can schedule out up to 10 posts on Buffer in your queue for free, for their free version. And that will, if you're doing 1 to 2 posts a day, which is the maximum I recommend on Facebook, then you're going to easily get through a week. And then you don't have to think about it every day. Your schedule is taken care of. Your posts are going to go out. And then if you can budget social media time each day, which is difficult, I know, but if you can, that's when you sit down and you focus and you say, I'm going to not be distracted by the slow motion cat videos. I have 15 minutes. I'm going to respond to the people who are engaging with my stuff. And then I'm going to try to reach out and make 2 new connections or whatever your goal is for that day. And then you're off and you're done. And social media doesn't become this black hole of time. And it really becomes this thing that can be productive. Okay. Erica asked, who is contributing content? I assume you mean content to the Soundboard. The team and I accrue it from all over the web. We've been working, with the home office for a long time. We feel like we understand the company's voice. At the same time, back to my earlier point, we're also trying to be informative to the audience who are all in different places on their own health stories. So I know people have different opinions about meat and dairy and yoga and all that stuff. And so we try to reflect all of that here. When I was at conference in Indianapolis, I talked to somebody who was a practicing witch, and I talked to someone who was like a Mennonite conservative Christian. So there's the wide spectrum in the Juice Plus Nation, which makes it such a wonderful place. So think in terms of, we're trying to meet a lot of different needs and audience requirements, I guess. Erica asks, she's on Pacific time. Whatever time zone you're in, that 6 to 8 morning window and 6 to 10 at night is your window, whatever time zone you're in. Okay, Bonnie asks, I use Constant Contact. So Bonnie, our newsletter does not have quite the same amount of themes and customization, but we're trying to make it so that you can make a newsletter on your phone in 5 minutes. So ours is a Constant Contact Lite. Allison asks, peak hours, 6 to 8 a.m., 6 to 9 p.m. Bonnie asks again, are you getting the same reach using Buffer and Hootsuite versus posting manually? Is there a fee for Hootsuite? Hootsuite is also free up to a point. I have read a lot of white papers about this, about do scheduling services like Buffer and Hootsuite, does the Facebook algorithm punish you? Again, it does not. Only if you're using those services to spam the profile, to send out a lot of repeated content yourself, to post, every 5 minutes, to post clickbait, it will absolutely punish you if you're using Buffer or Hootsuite to do that. Using it, as we're talking about using it, you're not going to get in trouble at all. One thing that I want to point out that Chris and Lou and I have talked about is the business building side of this. And yes, it's great to have healthy living content to get new customers, to build that intrigue, but we also want to get new team members, right? So I've clicked up here on the menu and I clicked topics. One of the dedicated topics that we have is business and recruiting. So we're always looking for content so you can have that business voice represented. And so when you click on this, basically it just truncates the available articles that are tagged with this particular topic. And so we're looking for a lot of small business news, residual income, productivity boosts, small business owner advice, those types of things, so that you can both be sharing that kind of content on LinkedIn as well as showing yourself to be a business authority to your audience on those other channels. So this kind of content, we're working hard to bring a lot of that to bear here so that you're not only, talking the healthy living conversation to grow that side of things. Teresa asked you, will the newsletter from the virtual office continue to be available? So Teresa, we are an officially partnered third-party vendor. I must admit, I don't know anything about the home office's plan for the virtual office or the newsletter, so I'm sorry, I'm not the person to ask that question. But as far as I know, we're not replacing anything. This is just an additional customizational thing that you can choose to pick up if you'd like to. All right, I'm going to switch the view to my phone here real quick, and I want to show you a couple things that are unique to mobile about the soundboard. I have to push a few extra buttons here to make this work. So when you're on your mobile device, we're going to go ahead. There is no app to download for the soundboard. You do not have to go to the App Store. This is just a mobily optimized website. So I've already logged in here. I've got it bookmarked to revisit it easily and quickly. So the first thing I want to do is show you how Instagram works. Instagram is the most locked down, closed environment of all the social media platforms. So to get around that, I've created a search here in the soundboard that's image only. We tag all the graphics as image only, so you know there's not a link. And I'm going to find a graphic that looks nice. I'm going to go past these shred ones here. Here's a nice pretty one. And notice, again, there's no Instagram button. So how do we get around that? Well, to get around that, the title here at the top that says Hello December Image Only is actually a live link to the graphic itself. So then when you're on your phone, you tap and hold until this little guy comes up. And when you hit Save Image, what it does is it saves the image to your camera roll. And so then when you go to Instagram, I'm not going to do that because Instagram crashes my old phone. When you do that, this graphic that you've just downloaded is now available just like a photo would be. And so you can easily create that post with this graphic. So that's the workaround. It works really well. The other thing about being on your mobile device is that we have a different button in place. You can actually text articles to people, okay? So I'm going to go back to topics, and I know there's some debate about the value of the shred, but I'm going to show you what we've done here because a lot of people do get some traction out of this. So what I've done here under the Shred 10 topic is I've taken the script from the Shred 10 system guide. So let's get past these graphics. And you're supposed to send this particular set of instructions, videos, encouragements to people while they go through the shred. So you can see I've got day 1 morning, day 1 midday, day 1 evening, day 2 morning, blah, blah, blah. So what you can do is when you're on your phone, we've got the video that you're supposed to send them, and we can scroll down here and you'll notice we have the suggested wording from the script built in right here, and then we have this green button that says text. So I'm going to text. Sorry, my phone just rebooted. It should create, let me go back and try again. It should create the text message. There it goes. So now you can send it to your shred person or your shred group, whoever that may be. So I'm going to send this to my boss. He's at the Pentagon right now. He loves it when I do this. So you can see the suggested message goes through as well as the video itself. And so in 2 clicks, you've done your due diligence to stay in front of your shredders and to keep them encouraged and active as they're going through that, and to be there to answer questions for them. So that's a pretty cool thing that I feel like people really, really use a lot once they learn it's there. All right, I see I got a couple more questions here. Let's see. Fly Angel asks, what do I do if I have more than 2 or 3 types of healthy products that I want in one article? So we're not creating content on the soundboard about products, okay? Again, this is not about trying to help you push a specific product. Now, I will tell you, we do put a couple of the Juice Plus blog posts and, you know, a number of the Omega videos that came out during conference. You will find this stuff mixed in, but it's few and far between because we are trying to help you pull back from talking brand on social media all the time. Because when you do that, y'all, people just, the walls come up. I mean, it's just our nature, especially today's internet culture and social media culture. We're just hammered all the time with that stuff. And we've gotten really good with our eyeballs and brains on filtering it out. So don't be, and sorry to come down on you a little bit, Fly Angel, sorry. Just, we're trying to help you not be pushing that brand. So if you've got other products and things like that, I would just encourage you, you know, find content around those things. Be there to help other people understand why it's important to take this health journey. And as that conversation naturally develops, then talk about the business opportunity, then talk about the product. So that's my 2 cents there. So one more question. Maximum number of subscribers for the newsletter, Bonnie. It's currently 5,000. So I hope that's not a problem. Okay, I've already run a little bit over what I originally had intended, but I do want to throw this one more thing up here as a resource, and then I want to give it back to Chris and Lou if they have any other thoughts or comments. But again, the sign-up link, juiceplus.vip, your coupon code is Chris's last name, so please apply this at checkout to get 50% off your subscription for as long as you keep it. It's the same special we had running during conference. We will never change the price on you. If you have further questions, you can email me or Marion. We will help, or somebody else on the team. I highly encourage you to check out our Facebook page at Healthy Living Soundboard. We've got giveaways. We've got constant ongoing trainings. We know that Soundboard is a great resource, but there's a lot to learn about social media. I told Chris and Lou this before I started doing what I'm doing. I was a middle school teacher and principal for 11 years. I have the heart of an educator, and that's the part of this job that I love, is teaching you how to actually go out and do this stuff. Because I know that even when you have good content going out, you can't just be a one-way billboard of information on your social media channels. You've got to have two-way conversations with people. Just like you cannot put a Juice Plus t-shirt on and walk around the mall and expect people to come up to you and ask what that is and then want to buy something. Okay, it works the same way on social media. You can't just post and think, aha, I have posted. Now they will come and now they will buy. It doesn't work that way. So what I want to also offer you, and you can find a lot of our recordings here at youtube.com/healthylivingsoundboard. We have a lot of resources in place there for you so that you can get the Twitter deep dive, the Facebook deep dive, the LinkedIn and Instagram deep dives on how to best go out there, be yourself, tell your story, be natural, and at the same time, make those connections. Erica asked, do I eat JP? Yes, I do, actually. I'm a longtime consumer. Anonymous asked, if you purchase the basic plan with the Cyber Monday deal, how does that work if you upgrade? Is the Cyber Monday deal forever? So if you bought on the Cyber Monday deal, we're not going to change your price. Email me, sbsupport@edgetheory.com, and I'll help you out. Cheyenne, I believe I signed up for Soundboard already. How can I check? Email me, Soundboard, sbsupport. I'll help you out. We'll get that figured out. Okay, I've given you the information fire hose. Lou or Chris, is there any kind of thoughts or things that I missed that you would like spoken about?
Yeah, what I'd like to say is, once again, this is a tool to help people with their health journey, and this is a great opportunity for us to be a resource for them to help with their career, their job, their lifestyle. And I want you to know that people are out there taking the time to search on the internet for information, and we can help truncate that time, shorten that time that they're out there just searching through the massive amount of information that's out there on the web on all of these topics. They're just looking for someone that they know trust and can rely upon providing the information that they're looking for. Personally, Chris and I feel like this is a great way to put the information out there so that people know that we're a credible resource. And we help shorten their time so that they can get the product that they want or that they could create the lifestyle that they want. So, just keep that in mind. We're providing a tremendous resource for our teams and for our friends and family and our acquaintances who are out there looking for information like this. We can help shorten their time on the internet, looking for the information, and we can help them get to their goals as quickly as possible. So I'll turn it over to Chris to close.
Thanks, Lou, and thanks so much, James. My closing thoughts are this. As it relates to all the tools we have, realize that this is an unlimited resource for your business. The world is very diverse. Our business is incredibly diverse. We are not here to tell people, don't eat meat, don't eat dairy, be a vegan. Only 7 to 10% of people ever will be Shred 10 customers. Do you realize that? So what I love about this, the brilliance of this, is James and his team have vetted these articles to put up so that it does apply to the average American. The average American is not a Shred 10er. They're just not. So it's just like, let me use the example. If you've got a laser focus on Shred 10, you're leaving 90% of the business that you could be developing on the table, and somebody else is going to get that business. So that's one of the reasons I love this concept, is that you can pick and choose, and I love the scheduling and all that, but you're not a diehard poster that's going to, as Karen Johnson, one of our NMDs, I think Karen's probably on here, you create an eye roller. People just roll their eyes at you when you get too fanatical about things. It's not our job, it's not our responsibility, and it's really not our place, unless we've got some letters after our names, to tell people what they should be eating. That's not why we're here. That's not what our mission is about. So I would like that to be very clear. If there's anybody on here that was a gray area before what I just said, I sure hope it's not. You're leaving a lot of opportunity on the table if you create a dictatorial delivery and anything, we certainly know. But if you're fanatic, let's just say fanatic about anything, I don't care what it is, you're never going to have much of a following. And that's not just applicable to customers. You're not going to build a team if you're too out there and it's your way or the highway. Diversity is what this company, this business, and the 7,000 people that are on my team was built from. It wasn't built from narrow-minded thinking. And that's what I hope is a huge part of what I know it is, but I hope it's why you see the value of adding this to what you do, to your best business practices, because I truly think this is going to improve anybody's business that does this. So any other questions? Now, James, I'm going to mute myself because I know I create an echo. You're going to send me a link with this recording, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'll get it out to everybody so that we had so many people wanted to be on tonight, and with being December, it was either a boat parade, a Christmas parade, a Christmas pageant, something for Hanukkah. Everybody was doing something. So I said I would ask James to record it. So he has. So anybody else have a burning question that you see in the chat room there that you want to answer, James, before we hang up tonight?
I do see one, but I did want to point out just what you're looking at here is our YouTube channel, the Healthy Living Soundboard YouTube channel. And if you go there and then click on playlists, I've done this training series for a number of different teams. So you'll see this. Basically, this is the same series. I did it for the Pajama Regional crowd. I did it for Diane Sears' team and Jamie Kinsey's team, a few others. But if you look at this list, there is a 6 episode series here. Each episode's 30 minutes, where we do the deep dives into, again, Twitter analytics, Facebook analytics, Facebook pages, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's all here. And then I did a whole separate second series that's about making a content calendar, how to keep your profiles looking fresh, just a lot of great free resources that are out there. So if you want to really get into the nuts and bolts of a lot of this, the YouTube channel is a great resource for that. And also our help section here has a knowledge base that has a lot of video walkthroughs of how the soundboard works and some functionality there. So last couple questions here. Okay, great. Thank you all for coming. I saw one more set of questions here. So Erica asks, has Drobes, anyone from this team had success with the soundboard? Anybody want to throw in the chat? I guess it's a little bit harder. I tell you what, I'm going to put my Voxer in the chat here, and so if you want to Vox me, I have a Voxer thread that is massive, that is all about what's going on with Soundboard, product updates, training information. If you want to be involved with that, just Vox me and I'll be happy to add you to that thread. Karen says, yes, the Soundboard creates amazing conversations. So very cool. There you go.
Yeah, James, I was able to connect with a guy that I worked with in the pharmaceutical industry that went up to New Jersey. And I guess he wanted to see what I was, through Facebook and through some of the posts that I put up there, he was able to connect with me. And then I found out that he moved back down here. And so I met him for coffee, and he's now taking our product and is looking at the business. So excellent. Since I started doing this, he noticed that I'm, into health and putting that information out there.
Cool. One last question is, someone has asked, do articles get tagged as shared once you share them? And yes, they do. So once you share an article, it'll stay tagged for you, and you don't have to revisit or repeat that. Okay. Well, I will go ahead and give us 10 minutes of our scheduled hour back then. And Chris, I'll have this video to you in about 15 minutes or so.
Okay, James, thanks very much. I deeply appreciate it. And as it relates to, has anyone had success? If you've been on my team for more than a day or two, you realize that I don't put many things out there. I know what works, and I know what built my Juice Plus dynasty and built my fortune. Lou and I are looking at this because this is working for people, and people are making huge business errors through what they post. So we're bringing this to you because this is working for other people, and we don't want you to blow relationships up. We don't want you to not be able to go back to people, or as Karen, I love that Karen Johnson says, you don't want a whole bunch of eye rollers in your life. Mm-hmm. You want people that not only order your product, but come on your team. So we feel that this is the very best way to put the most professional posturing forward and to serve all of you. And so that's why we brought it to you tonight. So I hope that answers the question too. I don't do anything until somebody can show me that it's worked. So, but as Lou said in the opening, social media is not going away. We've got to adapt to it. What's important is you do it right. You only have, the old saying, you have one chance to make a good first impression. You don't want to muck it up. So this is our feeling that this is going to help every one of us in our business. So I hope that answers that question. And once again, thanks, James. Thanks, Lou. And thanks to everybody that got on the call tonight. I will send out the link either tonight or tomorrow once I get it from James. And I just took a screenshot with my phone, so I know how to go on and do all this stuff and get going. If y'all know me, I don't know jack diddly about social media. And I know that I've got to up my game, and I'm not going to blow up the relationships that I've worked all these years to establish. So this is how I'm going to increase my presence and my visibility and find my next 7,000 distributors. So
love it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, parting thought, an encouragement, with social media. Social media is the marathon. It's not the sprint. It is not about what am I going to see today out of this. It's all about planting seeds. And you will find that people on social media are consumers. They do not necessarily take the time to engage with your posts. They may not respond to them, but they're watching and they're listening. And I can speak from personal experience. Since I've been training people how to do this and putting this kind of content out on social media, I have people approach me all the time asking what's going on with me, what's going on with my, approach to health. They're asking me for advice, all this stuff. It creates opportunities. Just be consistent, give it time, and you will reap the benefits. So for sure.
Thank you, Marion. Thank you, James.
Okay. Y'all have a great night.